It was All Hallows Eve, and all through the streets, the ghouls were partying, and the zombies were looking for a feast. Trick or treat.
Smell my feet.
Weed. Well, if it ain't the Masters of Matinee. Nice costumes. They're very inspired.
Hey kids, I'm back from the store and I got more candy.
Teo? Dude, where have you been?
I told you, I went to the store to get more candy. Candy, yeah, guys. I went to get more candy for the trick-or-treaters.
And where is the candy?
Candy? Oh, right, yeah. It's right here. Give me a second.
Man, all you brought back was a carton of milk, half drank, by the way, and a pack of smokes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Anyways, hey, can I borrow like $50? I mean, I'm totally good for it. I just kind of owe some money to someone.
Moon.
What's that, Zed?
Moon. Yes, we get it. A very bright and very full moon.
Oh, wait. Did you guys say that it is a full moon tonight? Uh-oh. Guys, I don't... Please, just... Get away from me. I can't control myself.
Teo, holy shit, man. What in the Lon Chaney Jr. happened to you?
Kitty.
Zed, don't touch him, man.
Kitty.
Witches and warlocks, grab your seat and silence your cell phones, because it's time for the Masters of Matinee Theater of Terror Halloween season finale spooktacular. Let's get this show on the road by flipping to the game show channel, where 3 teams of film talk content creators are going to take on each other in a head-to-head horror movie trivia contest. That's fucking lame. Whose idea was that? I bet it was Zed's. That oaf is always coming up with some stupid shit. Anyways, let's meet the contestants. CinemaChris, Droobies Doobies Movies, Horror Film Kid 48, Judas Cinema Closet, Monique's Movie Groovy Madness, and Zedzilla Movies. And of course, your host that should be a fucking ghost, JT the Talking Head. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Masters of Matinee Theater of Terror Trivia Tournament. I am joined with 6 other film talkers, all here to play a game of horror movie trivia in honor of the season of Halloween. So let's meet team number 1.
Children of the night. What music they make.
We have Drudy Doobies Movies and CinemaChris on the Drax.
Let's go.
Let's get it, buddy.
The next up,
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
we have Judas Cinema Closet and Zedzilla on the Franks. And
Heck yeah.
And lastly,
He's a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolf at bay.
we have Monique's Movie Madness and the notorious HFK Horror Film Kid 48 on the Wolves. All right, let's run down a little bit about the rules. We got 31 questions here. Each team will answer one question at a time.
If they guess the question right, this is just for you, Zed. You will hear. And if you guess the question wrong. So, if you guess the question wrong, the next team in line will have a 10-second window to answer it and steal your point. Now, let me put this out there. When I'm super appreciative to this group of people for coming out here tonight. When I asked each of them, hey, Mom wants to do a trivia contest for Halloween, every single one of you guys said yes without hesitation. And you said it just because you wanted to help out. You're my friends. You wanted to be a part of the show. And because of that, I went out to Walmart today and I picked up a couple prizes for the winning team. The winning team will get to choose each between two movies. I have a triple feature pack from M. Night Shyamalan of The Sixth Sense, Signs, and The Village, and also the Mimic 3 movie collection. So the winning team will get to decide who amongst them will take what. As for the rest of you, the losers, you will win
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Stupid. You're so stupid.
All right. Who is ready to get this show on the road? All right, first up, we have the Drax with Drew and CinemaChris. Please unmute your mics, gentlemen. Question 1. In the 1984 classic Gremlins, the set for the town of Kingston Falls was filmed on the Universal Studios backlot. Just 1 year later, that set was reused in another movie. What was that movie? 30 seconds on the clock.
Do you have any ideas?
That's a tough one, man.
I can give you...
What was the year again?
1984 was when Gremlins came out. So 85 would be when this new one came out. I can give you... All right, I'll make it a little bit easier.
Question.
It was directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Oh. You just want me to say what I think?
Go for it.
Who Framed Roger the Rabbit?
That is...
Oh, is it Back to the Future? Damn.
It is... I'm not going to say because now the Franks, Judas, and... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. The Wolves, Monique and HFK have a chance to answer and steal your point. All right. 10 seconds on the clock.
Back to the Future?
That is correct. 1 point for the Wolves. Let that be a warning to you, Drew. If you get it wrong, don't say the correct answer. All right. Question number 2. This will go to the Franks. So, Judas and Zed, please unmute your mics, gentlemen. All right. Finish this quote from this famous 1980s vampire flick. One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. 30 seconds on the clock.
This is the least watched movie I've ever watched, too.
Oh no, I've only seen this movie twice. Can we get a reread of the quote one more time?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach.
No.
It's like right on the tip of my tongue,
out
too.
Of time. Out of time. This will bring it back to the Drax, Drew, and Chris. You have 10 seconds to finish the quote.
You know it?
I don't.
I'm gonna just guess all the bloody vampires, something like that. I don't know it quite.
Close, but no cigar. All the damn vampires.
Oh, fuck me.
From
Okay.
the Lost Boys. Nobody gets a point. Nobody on the board there. All right. Next up is the Wolves, Monique and Horror Film Kid. This one is a bit more difficult. So are you ready?
No.
In this 2007 cult classic movie, it follows the different stages of a person experiencing Halloween throughout their life. From a kid being first introduced to Halloween, to young kids trick-or-treating without their parents, to experiencing Halloween in your 20s, and to finally Halloween in your twilight years. Name the movie. 30 seconds on the clock.
You said what year?
2007.
2007. Oh, fuck, what anthologies came out then? Oh, a blank.
5 seconds.
Trick or treat.
What did you say?
I said trick or treat.
That is correct.
Oh.
Right in the nick of time, HFK with the trick or treat. That was correct. All right, next up is Judas and Zed, the Franks. Are you ready?
We are ready.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
In the movie Friday the 13th, the character of Mrs. Voorhees is portrayed by Betsy Palmer. However, Palmer absolutely hated the script, even going as far as to call the movie a piece of shit. So if she hated the movie so much, why did she take the role? 30 seconds on the clock.
I think it was due to her needed to like pay off a car payment, or she.
Oh, that is correct.
Thank you, Zed. I was drawing nothing.
That is
I
correct.
hate that fucking movie. That movie sucks.
Zed is disqualified. Oh, that is correct, though. She needed a new car, in desperate need of a new car. All right. Who's next? We're back to the Drax, CinemaChris, and Drew. In the 2005 action slasher The Devil's Rejects by Rob Zombie, the character Otis Driftwood quotes Charles Tex Watson, a member of the infamous real-life Manson family, just before he kills a man with a big stick. What was the quote? 30 seconds on the clock.
I have no idea. It's gonna be.
I've only seen it once.
Same.
Would you guys like to pass it on over to the Wolves?
I really have no idea, so yeah.
All right, we're on to Horror Film Kid and Monique. Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Monique, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, the question. In 2005, the action slasher The Devil's Rejects by Rob Zombie, the character Otis Driftwood quotes Charles Tex Watson, a member of the infamous real-life Manson family, just before he kills a man with a big stick. What is that quote? 10 seconds on the clock.
I know
ready.
this one. I know this one.
What is it?
Go for it. Go for it.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Aha! That is correct. That was a bit more of a hard
Thank you,
one.
Internet memes.
Good job.
I love Devil's Rejects.
Love Devil's Rejects too. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
That's good.
And from Bill Moseley, he was amazing. So
Okay, on to the Franks with Zed and Judas. In the 1988 killer doll movie Child's Play, a man is on the run from the who is on the run from the law hides his soul inside a good guy doll named Chucky. What's the man's real name? 30 seconds.
Charles Lee Ray.
Didn't even need it. That is correct.
Thank you. I've never watched that movie in its entirety.
What's that, Zed? Sorry.
I said thank you because I've never seen that movie in its entirety, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember. I remembered that it was like some guy on the run, soul within Chucky, as you said it. So that's how much I know about the movie.
All right, moving on to, let's see, who are we on? We are on the back to the Drax with Drew and Chris. This one is a little bit of an easy one. I'm going to tell you right now. If you get this wrong, every listener is going to hate you both. In 1990, a miniseries based on the book It by Stephen King aired. Who was the actor who terrifyingly terrorized the town of Derry as Pennywise the Clown?
Tim Curry.
Thank you.
That is correct. Tim Curry, point for the Drax. Now, back to the Wolves. Mo and the Notorious HFK. This one is a very difficult one. But I'm honestly glad that Mo has this because I'm sure this is a physical media question for you guys.
Okay.
All right. There is an Easter egg on the DVD release of this 2002 Western adaptation of a Japanese horror film. In the Easter egg, you select the Look Here tab. Your remote is then locked and a cursed video starts playing. You cannot stop the video until it is done, and once it finishes, a phone will ring twice through your TV. Name the movie. 30
The
seconds.
Ring.
That is
The Ring.
Correctamundo. Point for the Wolves. Did you get that from context, or do you actually have that DVD release, Mo?
Oh, I have it.
I figured you would. All right, back to Judas and Zed with the Franks. All right, let's see. In 1999, a little horror movie burst onto the scene with intense marketing, which made it seem like it was real, thus creating an entirely new genre of horror. Name the movie. 30 seconds.
You want to do a Zed?
Thank you. Is Correctamundo. Point for the Franks. Brings us back to the Drax. Chris, Drew, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, this is a difficult one, but I'm going to make it a little easier because it's multiple choice.
Okay.
The early 1980s terror-fueled horror trilogy, which contained the films City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and The House by the Cemetery, was dubbed the Gates of Hell trilogy, which was directed by which of these Italian masters of the macabre? Is it A, Dario Argento, B, Mario Bava, C, Lucio Fulci, or D, Umberto Lenzi? 30 seconds on the clock.
Absolutely no idea.
Chris?
So your best guess, Chris.
Fulci.
That is correct.
My guy.
That is correct. I knew that Judas would get that question as well, and I saw him like rock it out because he knew it. 100% knew it. So congratulations. That is correct. Lucio Fulci. All right, Mo, horror film kid, you ready?
Ready.
All right. In 1982, famed Halloween director John Carpenter unleashed a frozen hellscape creature feature onto the world called The Thing. However, this film in itself was a remake of another 1951 classic monster movie. Name that movie. 30 seconds.
The Thing from Another World.
That is Correctamundo. All right, question 12 to the Franks. Zed in bed and Judas the betrayer. In the 1985 horror film Fright Night, in which a vampire moves in next door to a teen one of the characters recites this famous quote, "You're so cool, Brewster." Name that character. 30 seconds on the clock.
You got his Ed?
We're seeing the movie.
Eddie.
Eddie, I will
Eddie.
take Eddie. It's
Can I
Evil
say
Ed.
Evil Eddie?
Evil Ed. But I will
Oh.
take it. That is a point. That is a point.
Yeah, I didn't know if
Thank
Evil
you
was
for
actually
reading.
officially part of his name. I knew it was Evil Ed, but I didn't know if that was officially his name.
Next up, we have back to the Drax, Chris and Drew. From the depths of outer space to the haunted halls of the Overlook Hotel, Stanley Kubrick has directed some classic and beloved films. What was Kubrick's first feature film called? 30 seconds on the clock.
Shit. I think I know it. Do you know it for sure?
I don't know it for sure, so go what you think.
Is it The Killing?
That is unfortunately incorrect. We will send it to the Wolves. Monique, Derek, would you like to?
I got no idea.
Monique, do you have any idea?
Kubrick's.
Kubrick's first feature film.
No.
Okay. No points on the board this round. The film is Fear and Desire.
Ah,
Yeah, not a clue. Never even heard of it.
All right. Moving on to the Franks, Judas and Zed. The 1975 classic horror musical, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, had a legendary and wild cast, but perhaps none more far out than the real-life rock star Meatloaf, who played which character? 30 seconds on the clock.
Stupid guy on the bike that gets killed. I don't know his stupid name.
It's like I feel the first name that came to mind was Ed for some
Johnny.
Eddie.
Zed was right. It's
Johnny.
Eddie. It's Eddie.
Oh, that's good.
You guys got
okay.
you guys got two Eds in a row. It's Ed and Eddie
Hell
up in
yeah.
here.
Thank you, Zed. I thought Johnny.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard so far and check the team scores. Right now, the Franks and the Wolves are tied at 5 apiece. And unfortunately, the Drax are coming in last at just 2.
I'm holding Chris back. I'm holding it back.
All right, let's see. Let's move it on here. All right, who are we on? We're on the Drax. Drax, you got a chance to catch up here. Name the character and the film that contains this quote. And Chris, if you don't get this, I'm going to be disappointed. Quote, "Soon all of you will be like me, and then who will lock you up in a cellar?" 30 seconds on the clock.
Shit, man.
Looking like I'm going to be pretty disappointed.
One more time.
Name the character in the film that contains this quote. "Soon all of you will be like me, and then who will lock you up in a cellar?"
Yeah.
And it sounds so familiar, I just can't think of it.
It should sound familiar. I know everybody in here has seen this movie. That is your time. We're going to move it on to the Wolves. You have 10 seconds.
I'm not sure.
are we looking for the character or the movie?
Both. You got to have the character and the movie.
Wait, can you say the quote one more time?
All right, the quote one more time. "Soon all of you will be like me, and then who will lock you up in a cellar?"
Can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
It's Evil Dead, Cheryl.
Ah, that is correct.
Oh yeah, god damn. I just watched that.
Monique
I just
pulls it
laughed.
ahead, coming in clutch, Mo.
I just like that.
All right. Next up, we are with the Franks, Judas, and Zed. Since 1981, the lustful and spooky Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, has been haunting our television screens as a horror flick shock jock and movie star. Who is the real-life actress that portrays the iconic Elvira? 30 seconds on the clock.
I have no idea, buddy. I'm sorry.
Uh,
I think I've seen Haunted Hills like once.
it's so terrible because I think I follow her on social media. Is it Salma Hayek?
That is
I don't think it's no Salma Hayek.
I have no idea. I have
Incorrect.
no
I
idea.
was gonna say her face popped in my head real fast.
We're going to move back to the Drax. Drax, you have 10 seconds. I'm going to start letting you guys get your mics unmuted before I start times. So, Drew, you're on the Drax. He's like, oh, shit. All right. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay. Since 1981, the lustful and spooky Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, has been haunting our television screens as a horror flick, shock jock, and movie star. Who is the real-life actress that portrays the iconic Elvira? 10 seconds.
I believe it's Cassandra Peterson.
That is
There you go.
absolutely correct. Cassandra Peterson, LGBTQ icon. We absolutely love and appreciate you, Cassandra. All right, moving on to the Wolves. HFK and Monique. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Name the film that this quote belongs to. Swing away, Meryl. Meryl, swing away. 30 seconds on the clock.
Signs.
That is correct. And no coincidence that I chose Signs to be one of the movies that whoever the winning team gets. Okay, moving back to the not to the Drax, the Franks, Judas and Zed. Into the 2013 film The Conjuring, the children in the film play a game when they first move into their new house. What was the game? 30 seconds.
It
Judas
was that it's not hide and seek, it was that clapping sound game. I just don't know the name of it. Or they clap around the house and have to find them by sound.
I'll give it to you. You're not going to get a chainsaw.
Okay.
You're not going to get a chainsaw, but I'll give it to you because it's hide and go
I didn't
clap.
know the title.
It's hide and go
I didn't
clap.
go clap.
So
Okay.
Okay.
close enough.
Yeah, it works.
Let's see. This one's a hard one, so we're going to be going, of course, to the losing team for it. Drew's like, I don't have any idea what's going on. All right. 9 years before Francis Ford Coppola brought the masterpiece mob film The Godfather to screens in 1972, he entered his foray into filmmaking with the horror genre. What was the name of Coppola's first film? 30 seconds.
You got any idea, man?
No, man. Not his first film. I mean, I know a couple of his movies, but not his very first.
You like to take a wild guess or pass it?
I'll pass.
All right, that passes it. To the Wolves. Mo. HFK. Once again, 9 years before Francis Ford Coppola brought the masterpiece mob film The Godfather to screens in 1972, he entered his foray into filmmaking with the horror genre. What was the name of Coppola's first film? 10 seconds.
Mo, you got this?
Not.
JT, I know you were just watching it too. I saw it on your damn Instagram post.
Actually, I haven't seen this in a while. No
Oh,
points,
really?
No
Okay.
points on the board. No points on the board. The answer was Dementia 13.
Oh, okay.
Which, side note, if anybody listening out there and our contestants have not seen it, Vestron Video has a really good Blu-ray of it. Very cheap, and it's a great movie. All right. Judas and Zed. Known for slacker comedies such as Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, film director Kevin Smith expanded his repertoire in this 2014 A24 horror film. Name the movie. 30 seconds on the clock.
Okay, so we have a few to choose from, right? I'm thinking it's Tusk. Is what I'm thinking it is.
What was
Correct.
the year?
Correct.
Never mind. Cool. I'm glad you said that first then, because I was.
That is correct. Tusk. Okay, that brings us back to the Drax. Drew, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, dude. As long as CinemaChris knows the answer to this question, we're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Put all the pressure on me, hey man.
No, I'm gonna get this one. I have a feeling. All right, let's hear it.
It can't rain all the time is a quote from this 1994 Halloween staple based on a graphic novel. Name the movie.
I think I actually do know this, but I don't know if it's.
It can't rain all the time.
I think I do know this. If you know it 100%, though, you can say it.
I mean, if you're confident, go for
Oh
it.
my god, The Crow. Let's go! I got one right. Let's go!
You guys get the chainsaw and the air horn. That is correct. The Crow. All right, moving on to the Wolves, HFK and Monique. This is one of those that's kind of easy and obvious. So I'm gonna warn you on that one. So if you don't get this right, you might be shunned from the community. In the 1976 film Carrie, based on the Stephen King novel by the same name, a bucket of what was dumped on Carrie at her prom? 30 seconds.
Pig's blood.
That is pig's blood, yes. All right, on to the Franks. You guys ready?
Yeah.
In John Carpenter's 1978 horror masterpiece, Halloween, how many deaths, both on and off screen, are there? 30 seconds.
What
You think
a
I analyzed this stuff?
nightmare. All right. So we have to at least thought a guess just in case, because we can't sit here for 30 seconds and count. I'm going to say the unlucky number 13.
I'm going to say 5.
There's your final answer.
First one. Yep.
Our final answer, we'll go with.
Oh.
That is
gave him a heart attack.
Both of these are incorrect. Moving on to the Drax. We got Zed and Chris. How many deaths on and off screen are there? 10 seconds.
Oh, I get to answer again. Okay, cool.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
You said Zed and Chris.
Oh, Chris and Drew. My bad.
I don't know, man. So you give your guess. I have no idea.
I want to say 6.
Oh my God, so close, but no cigar. Shockingly, 7 on-screen and off-screen deaths. 5 of them are on-screen, 2 of them are off-screen. All right, moving on to the Wolves, Mo and HFK.
Yeah.
Name the movie that contains this quote. You can't choose between life and death when we're dealing with what's in between. 30 seconds.
Do you know?
Right hand.
You can't choose between life and death when we are dealing with what's in between.
Sounds super familiar. I'm not sure.
8 seconds left. And
Nothing.
time. We're going to shoot it over to the Franks. Franks, name the quote, the movie from the quote. 10 seconds.
I only have an
feel like
estimated guess.
I feel like it has to be like a vampire movie of some sort. For some reason. It could be like paranormal, like ghosts, but
I'm going to say
what's your
Flatliner. I don't know.
That is Unfortunately incorrect. The movie
Okay.
was Poltergeist.
Oh, see, the second one's the only one that exists to me.
Okay. Next up, we're back to the Drax. Tommy Wiseau's The Room, Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space, and this 1990 cult trashterpiece are known as 3 of the worst movies ever made. What is the unnamed movie? 30 seconds.
You got any ideas, man?
Not really. I didn't even know there was like I knew The Room was known as one of the worst movies. I didn't know there was like a top 3. I have no idea, man.
What year was it again?
1990.
The only thing I can think of is Troll 2.
That is correct.
Look at him go. Let's go. Let's go.
Troll 2 is a masterpiece. Leave it alone.
All right, on to the Wolves. Known for having one of the most technologically impressive werewolf transformations, this horror comedy directed by John Landis shocked audiences in 1981. Name the movie. 30 seconds.
American Werewolf in London.
That. Oh, sorry, my bad. Fake out. It is correct. American Werewolf in London.
Pretty sure that was correct.
Yeah, that's correct. No, it was the fucking Howling. All right. Let's see here. We are winding down in our last handful of questions, boys and girls. You guys want to take a little look-see at where we are? The Wolves are in a pretty strong lead with 9 points. The Franks are trailing right behind them with 7. And hey, the Drax are right behind them with 5. So not too bad. You've caught up a little bit, Drax. In 1998, a gaggle of witches flew on a broomstick into our homes and hearts in the Disney Channel's Halloween Town. Halloween Town was starring the mother of legendary Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher as Aggie Cromwell. Who played Aggie?
One more time, please.
In 1998, a gaggle of witches flew on a broomstick to our homes and hearts in the Disney Channel's Halloween Town. Halloween Town was starring the mother of legendary Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher as Aggie Cromwell. Who played Aggie?
Oh my gosh,
I
it's
think
right
you're
there
for
at
this
the
one.
tip of my tongue. Oh, this is crazy. It is. Oh no, this is terrible. I know who it is. Why can't I think of it? I don't know.
I have nothing except for Carrie Fisher.
It's Carrie Fisher's mother.
Well, yeah, her name is completely different. Like she doesn't have the last name Fisher. I just can't
That is
remember.
that is your time, boys. On to the Drax. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, I don't need it repeated. I think I know it. It's just a shot in the dark, but do you know it for sure?
I think I know it too. So,
Hey, you're on a roll.
is it Debbie Reynolds?
That's what I
That
was gonna say.
Is correctamundo.
There we go. Let's go.
Do I smell a comeback? Do I smell a comeback? All right. On to the Wolves. In 1960, Alfred Hitchcock shocked audiences with his slasher film Psycho. However, dead mothers, murder, and shower scenes were fine according to the Hays Code. But there was one particular part in Psycho that was considered too vulgar. What part was that? 30 seconds.
Mo,
I know this. I can't think.
I feel like it was something stupid like a toilet flushing.
That is that is correct. It was because it was because when Janet Leigh's character flushes the money down the toilet, the Hays Code people thought that was too vulgar. Fun fact, it is a common misconception that Psycho was the first ever American film to feature a toilet flushing, because there were some silent films that had it beforehand. But I think in the context that it was such an up-close shot of a toilet flushing, was what the Hays Code people had a problem with.
Ridiculous.
All right. Moving on to the Franks. In the 1996 film The Craft, about a coven of witches, why does Bonnie, played by Neve Campbell, keep her body so concealed? 30 seconds.
Wasn't she completely burned up from her family accident?
Yep. That is correct, to cover her
Thank you.
scars.
I'll redeem the Halloween Town one.
All right, we only got 2 questions left, folks. 2 questions left. Oh my gosh. We're on to the Drax, my friends. In this 1980 slasher classic, even the director openly admits that he was trying to copy Halloween. What was the movie? 30 seconds.
You know, like 100%. I just have a guess.
Yeah, give your guess, man.
I was gonna say Friday the 13th.
Hey!
Oh,
This is correct.
That's what I was gonna say.
Director of Friday the 13th, Sean S. Cunningham, has openly admitted in interviews in the past that Halloween's success was so impactful that he wanted to make one of his own, I guess, to make money and capitalize on it. A little bit cheesy, but we ended up, as the audience, we ended up with a classic. So, this is the last question, and it's going to go to the Wolves, who are still in the lead, correct? Yes, the Wolves are still in the lead. Okay. Mo, Derek, are you ready?
Yep.
Yep.
In 1982, John Carpenter released Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. But to the dismay of fans, slasher Michael Myers was nowhere in sight. What was the reasoning in which Halloween 3 did not center around Michael? 30 seconds.
Because it was supposed to continue on as an anthology, a different movie every year revolving around Halloween themes and shit.
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. In addition to some bonus information, Carpenter said he wouldn't do another Halloween unless he could do it without Michael, and that was the reason that Halloween 2 was made, because the studio made him do Halloween 2. All right, let's take a look and find out who is our winners. In third place, we have, with 7 points, the Drax. It's a very good attempt, my friends. Good attempt.
hey, we were heating up that second part. We just needed some time.
All right. In second place, we have the Franks, Judas, and Zed with 8 points. Good attempt, boys.
It was a
Good attempt.
pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Always.
And in first place, with a total of 11 points, we have Monique's Movie Madness and the notorious HFK horror film kid, The Wolves. All right, that means that the Wolves are going to be going home with each of them with one of these 2 movies, with the 3-pack of The Sixth Sense, Signs, and The Village, or the Mimic 3-movie collection. Which one they choose is up to them to determine amongst themselves. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining. Y'all make sure to go follow everyone here who played the game with us tonight. They didn't have to show up. Again, they all showed up just because they wanted to have fun. They wanted to be a part of this awesome community with us. So I appreciate every one of you who came and hung out with us and played this game with us. We would love to be able to do stuff like this with our community more often. So if you guys are interested in that, listening at home, be sure to leave comments and go to these people's profiles and follow them on TikTok and their other social medias, because they are all hell of an interesting people. Trust me, I love each of them very dearly. Wouldn't be where I am without all of them. So thank you guys again.
Well, that was a surprisingly fun game. Congrats to the winners, Monique and the notorious HFK. Don't forget to follow everyone who participated in the game on their TikToks. Links in the description. And hey, Where do you think you're going? Move that thumb away from the close button before I cut it off. We're not done here yet, you meat sacks. We still got a wild horror film draft that you're going to want to stick around for. It's sort of like fantasy football, but for movie nerds. Hey, that's actually kind of a pretty cool idea. I bet Drew came up with that one. That little guy is the best. All right, let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Masters of Matinee,
Theater of Terror.
ultimate movie horror draft thing that we're doing here. First up, we have Drew, then Zed, then Judas, then myself, then Teo. Teo drove the shit stick, unfortunately. So basically how this is going to go is we are going to go in order one by one and each choose our like a horror movie with the goal of building the ultimate 5 Mount Rushmore movie marathon of the greatest horror movies. But the catch is, if one of us chooses one, then it's off the table. The rest of us cannot choose that movie. After all of us have gone through and picked 5 movies, then we will have a trade round wherein we can each offer up a trade, and the person that gets offered the trade can have a counter offer. But if no deal's made, then no deal's made. And then after that, we're just going to kind of go through and in retrospect and see who all had what on their list and kind of come to what we think who had the best list. So this should be a pretty interesting kind of fantasy football type game. Let's get it started. Drewski, what is your number 1 pick?
All right, I feel like it would be a crime if I didn't take this first overall, and I'm gonna go with Halloween by John Carpenter. I think it's a huge classic and stood the test of time. There's all these remakes, and it still holds true. Just watched it the other day. Amazing movie.
That is a good pick, and we all kind of knew that you were going to take that by default. Let's move on to Zedzilla. What's your number 1 pick, Zed?
Babies. This is a simple one for me. One of my all-time favorites. Super enjoy this movie. It's getting a sequel here soon. I'm going with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. When it comes to makeup, set design, all the incredible actors that are in this movie. I mean, this film is great. Maybe it's a little bit peculiar when you actually look at the details, but I love this movie, and I cannot wait to see what the sequel holds for us.
It's showtime. That's a great freaking pick, man. All right, Judas. Let's see what you got.
All right, for my first pick, I'm going to have to go super basic but super nice. We're going to go with Trick or Treat. You know, a wonderful anthology right out the gate. Amazing practical effects. Simple but yet effective.
That, if I do say so myself, is a killer pick. Love that movie. All right, it's my turn, and I'm going for the jugular with Hocus Pocus. Because that movie is a movie that is made for freaking everyone. Anyone can get down on some Hocus Pocus. It's on practically everybody's top watch list to watch at some point during spooky season. It's an instant classic. It wasn't always received well, but it has gone far beyond cult status now into the mainstream ethos, and it's just an amazing movie. Teo, let's hear from you.
Ooh, you boys picked some great picks. There is one of my top picks that was already taken, but my top pick surprisingly was not taken, and that is, do you like scary movies? Because I do, and I have to pick Scream. This movie reinvented the horror genre at a time when these movies were on their very last breath. It perfectly mixes a blend of comedy and horror and social commentary, and yeah, it is absolutely perfect.
That is a phenomenal movie. Wes Craven classic. All right, Drewski, pick number 2. What you got?
All right, now this might be a stretch, but I don't know if it's going to come back to me, knowing a couple people here. So I'm going to go ahead and go with The Lost Boys. This has to be on my list. I'm addicted to this movie. The vampires are amazing. The practical effects are amazing. The set design, the clothing, it's just all so good, and I just cannot get enough of it. Give me the oiled up sax man any day of the week, please.
You stole that right out of my list, you bastard. All right, Zed. What's your number 2 pick?
I cannot describe to you how fast my heart's been thumping, anticipating one of you guys to say this movie, and nobody has. I am choosing John Carpenter's The Thing. I adore this movie. I think it's fantastic. Every person I recommend it to, or I have the chance to watch it with them on their first viewing, at the end of the movie, they stare blankly at me and is like, what in the hell? My new favorite movie. Incredible. I cannot believe nobody chose this yet.
I do love The Thing. That is a fantastic movie. Judas, number 2. Let's go.
Oh, it's getting tough because I don't want to lose some, but you know what? I think I got one. I'm going to go with a classic. One of their first comedy horrors. We're going to go with Shaun of the Dead. You know, that I always have to watch that every Halloween. Good classic comedy horror there. And like I said, a lot of people's first comedy horror and entry into.
That is a freaking amazing movie. You're going to take the car, go to Mom's Kill Phil, go to grab Liz and go to the Winchester, have a nice cold fight, and wait for all this to blow over. I am going to take my number 2 pick, sticking in the similar vein with zombies, another classic. I'm going to go with Night of the Living Dead because it is such a kickstart to that genre of movie. We wouldn't have so many important movies that we have without Romero as Night of the Living Dead. So I am putting that as my number 2 draft. Teo, what you got?
I'm gonna throw a curveball in here. I don't think that people would expect me to put this one. We're going with David Cronenberg's The Fly. This is the perfect, you have the boys spend the nights, you know what I mean? And you're gonna watch Jeff Goldblum just turn into this disgusting creature. I love movies that have very, very practical stuff. So this movie is right up my alley.
The Fly. That is an interesting pick, to say for sure. Drew, what is your number 3 pick?
Man, I movies are just flying off my list that I wanted, but I think I'm gonna go with a classic. It's pretty shocking that it's still there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Nightmare Before Christmas, one of the best stop motion animated things to ever exist out there. It's a great story. We love the music in it. You need that for Halloween. It's such a vibe setter, and it sets it off right. So I'm gonna go with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, awesome. Going to cause a lot of debate in our comment section about whether or not that's actually a Halloween movie. I am team Halloween, and before we end this episode, I want to get a temperature measurement amongst the masters and see what everybody thinks it is, but we will do that here in a bit. Right now, we're going to Zed. What's your number 3 pick, buddy?
Another movie where my heart has been racing. Every single person, I'm like, the anticipation's killing me. Can't believe it hasn't been chosen yet. I'm going with the 1991 American masterpiece, The Addams Family. This is the definitive Addams Family, in my opinion, although I don't believe there has been a bad adaptation yet. But there's something about this particular family, these 2 particular films, but even more so the first, that I just absolutely adore. So I'm going with that one for my number 3 pick.
That is a killer blow to me, the man who has Angelica Houston as Morticia Addams tattooed on his arm. Thank you for that, Zed. Judas, let's see what you got.
Okay, I'm actually going to go a little darker here, but still fitting that Halloween night. We're going to go with Night of the Demons. You know, hang out with your friends in a Halloween costume party just to get turned into what you showed up as.
That is a fantastic movie. Angela is one of the best femme fatales in horror, hands down. I gotta agree with you on that one. Great pick. All right, up to me, and
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolf bane blooms. The autumn moon is bright.
I'm going with The Wolfman. Classic Lon Chaney Jr. Love that movie. Zed is throwing a fit. Zed is throwing a fit. This is a good day for classic Universal monsters. Teo, what's number 3 on your list?
I want to play a game. I'm going with Billy the Puppet and... Oh, that's a hard word to say. JT, have a good time cutting that. This movie, the tagline was literally, "It is not Halloween unless it's Saw," and I could not agree more.
That's a great pick. Drewski, number 4. We are blowing through these, boys.
Okay, so Shaun of the Dead, I'm pissed that it got taken off, but I still have a second really good Halloween comedy movie, which is Ghostbusters. I watch this every single Halloween without a doubt. It is so funny. It's so good. Bill Murray is amazing in this. Amazing line delivery. I mean, and the like the stage, like the Mindy props they do and everything. It's so cool. It's such a good movie and a family friendly movie. It's good for all ages.
Ghostbusters is a fantastic pick, my friend. All right, Zed, what's your number 4 now that you can't choose the Wolfman?
You know, I don't know, JT. You know, the Wolfman was like, that was going to be my number 4. And I said, okay, I'll fall back on Ghostbusters. Then Drew took that from me. So, you know, I'm just a little bit, you know, I was doing pretty well, but I'm going to go for my second favorite Universal Monster movie. And we're going with The Bride of Frankenstein. I adore this movie. I think it's very rare that sequels are better than the original. This one improves on every single aspect the original may fail on. Although I wish we got more Bride in the end, but amazing flick. Absolutely adore it. Watched it somewhat recently again and can't get enough of it. So The Bride of Frankenstein is my number 4.
Absolute classic. Absolute classic. All right, Judas, number 4.
All right, so this one I went back and forth. I was going to choose another horror, but you know what? I'm going to go with an animated classic that not a lot of people think of, Monster House.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see a lot of people getting angry for that one.
Why Monster House?
Monster House? Oh man, you know, kids trick-or-treating. It's got a great original story about a house that eats kids, but I don't want to ruin the movie. It's a great movie. The animation to it was pretty nice for the time too, to be honest.
That is a great movie. Great pick, Judas. Great pick. All right. On to my number 4. Oh, buddy. Okay. I am going to go with one that is more cult, bit underrated, but I think that the fans of this movie will stand behind me in legions. And I'm going to go with The Crow. Brandon Lee in this movie was incredible. Rest in peace. The visuals in this movie are so stunning, and it's like one of the only early 2000s comic book movies, like 90s 2000s comic book movies that really worked, in my opinion. Came out a time where a lot of those movies were coming out and they just were not that great, but this one was one that really captured my heart, along with the hearts of a lot of other people. Teo, what is your number 4?
Okay, I was going to keep this one until the end, but you guys keep on going after those classic ones. So I'm going to say Creature from the Black Lagoon. This movie was the very last one of the Universal monster films to be created, and the costume is amazing. The way that he swims is absolutely incredible, and this movie just gripped me, and it kept me held the entire time.
Excellent choice there. All right. We are on the final round, my friends. Final round. Drewski, what is your final draft pick?
It's having a hard time narrowing it down, but I think I'm going to go with the movie that scared me the most as a high schooler. and that would be The Strangers. That movie absolutely terrified me. It was just felt so real. And when they're like, why have you done such a thing? She's like, cause you were home. It's just terrifying. The suspense in it is top tier, and it's a home invasion movie like no other, honestly, and it holds up to this day.
That is a very, very good choice. All right, Zed, your final choice.
All right, babe. So listen, I wanted an animation for my list, and I was expecting movies like Coraline and Paranorman and stuff to be taken, but there's two from my list that were not, and I'm kind of having a hard time deciding rather which one I want, but I think I have it. So the two I had were Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but I think I'm gonna go with Frankenweenie because it has way more references and it's such an incredible movie. Tim Burton, love it. Two Tim Burtons on my list. We're going with Frankenweenie.
That is a fantastic. Have you seen the original live action short film of Frankenweenie?
Of course, I had a VHS tape when I was very young of it that we bought at a garage sale for 15 cents.
It's a freaking great short. All right, Judas, final pick.
I am also down to two. One super popular, and if I pick it, I'm pretty sure I'll be proud. The other one not popular, but it is the truth. So I'm going to go with the truth. No one really is probably going to want it, but I want Halloween 3 Season of the Witches. That one was the one that terrified me as a kid and had so much to do with Halloween to me. And that song sticks in your head. Even right now, just saying the name, I got the song stuck in my head again. Ugh.
That is a freaking phenomenal pick. All right. There are some last picks rattling around in my head right now. Do I want to go with a 1974 classic, Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do I want to go with Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost? Zed's shaking his head, yes. Or do I want to go with another Christina Ricci Halloween movie, Casper the Friendly Ghost? And that is what I am going with. Casper is my number 5 pick. Teo is throwing a fit, losing his damn mind right now. I think I stole that right out from him. Let's see what Teo chooses now that he can't choose Casper.
So, JT, you son of a bitch. There was a whole speech prepared for why I was choosing Casper. So there is a lot of blood and guts and gore on my list, but that is not all that the spooky season is. It is also about, just being a kid and you're having a great time and you believe all these tales about spirits and creatures. And I was going to pick Casper, but a movie that I think hits that tone quite in the same idea is the movie Monster Squad. That's a great movie about kids just being kids and tracking down, killer creatures that creep in the dark. And yeah, I am pleased with that pick as well.
All right, Monster Squad is a great pick, my friend. Just so you know, that is a beautiful speech about Casper. I feel no sympathy for taking it from you, my friend.
You're an evil one, JT.
Okay, before we get into the negotiations, let's recap. Okay, Drew has got a very strong hold on this game with his number 1 pick, immediate advantage, Carpenter's Halloween from 78, Lost Boys, Nightmare Before Christmas, Ghostbusters, and The Strangers. Zed has, I would personally say, an just about equally strong hold with Beetlejuice, The Thing, The Addams Family from 91, Bride of Frankenstein, and Frankenweenie. Judas, I'm noticing a trend here, but you also have a some killer picks. Trick or Treat. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is an every year watch for me, regardless. Shaun of the Dead, phenomenal, funny movie. Night of the Demons, Monster House, Halloween 3, underrated classic. I have Hocus Pocus, which I think is still one that, even if you guys don't back me on it, I think that I'll get legions of fans that will back me on that. The original Night of the Living Dead, The Wolfman, The Crow, and Casper the Friendly Ghost, to Teo's dismay. And Teo is holding on to Scream, The Fly, the David Cronenberg Fly, Saw, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Monster Squad. All right, we are going to open up the floor to negotiations. Drew, do you see anybody's list that you want and you maybe want to offer up something in return?
Oh, I'm scanning really quick. That Monster House is looking mighty tasty, but I don't know if I have anything that I could give up for it.
Are you passing?
I think.
Is that your final answer?
Because I know what he's gonna want for Monster House, and I don't want to give it to him, so I'm gonna pass.
All right. Zed, do you see anything that piques your fancy?
You know, I'm very lucky because only a few of my picks were stolen from little old Zed. I'm very happy with my list, honestly. I really, really am. I do wish I would have had the Wolfman on my list, but there's not anything I would like to give you, Adam's family, for the Wolfman, because I just like having cool toys that you can't play with. I don't want to pass, but honestly, like the list that has the most movies I'd want on it is Teo's list, and he had the dumpster trash at the end. Like, he was just picking, but that's all gold to me. I'm gonna pass. There's nothing I want. Or nothing that I don't. There's nothing I want to give up for the things that I want. Sorry.
All righty. Is that your final answer?
Yes, babe.
Judas, see anything that you want?
You know what? I'm gonna kick this off. I want that Monster Squad, Teo. I know I got some things you like.
I will only give you Monster Squad for one of your choices.
What do you want?
Trick or Treat.
Of course, you want my Trick or Treat.
Because my oh well, yeah.
You know, I was gonna say, you know what? It's a pretty equal trade-off, and I have Night of the Demons on my list already for some pretty gory stuff. So you know what? I will do it for you. Don't say I'm never nice.
No, absolutely. My top two picks that I like needed to have were Scream and Trick or Treat. So
That's
I
fair.
am pleased.
Trick or Treat made it because of how much about Halloween it is, to be honest.
All right, that leaves it to me. Well. Hey, Teo.
Well. I was the very last one to be picked. And look who's all coming to me now. What's up, JT?
One offer for you to get Casper.
Okay.
Trick or Treat.
I would not trade Trick or Treat for Casper. But there's another one of your picks that I would trade for another one of my picks.
Do you have a counter offer for Casper, though?
For Casper?
Probably not going to take it, but make your case.
Yeah. I know you are a big fan of the Fly.
This is not true.
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
I've never seen it.
I thought
you don't know me at all. Damn it, Teo.
Extensively about the Fly. Who else was I talking to? I just have so many people on this app. Yeah.
You offended me. You have offended me.
Okay, can I make you? So now, can I make you what my offer would be?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be your only offer. If you offer me this other movie for something else, you can't offer
Okay.
anybody else. So
Yeah, yeah. Can you scroll back up so I can look at the list? Drooby Dooby, what you got? Okay. All right. Man, who knew I was the old man that likes his movies in black and white? JT, I will give you call for Night of the Living Dead.
no,
Okay.
I don't like Saw. Sorry.
I don't know you that well.
The Saw series overrated. All right. So the only people who have traded are Judas and Teo. They traded Monster Squad for Trick or Treat. Since this went so quick, and since Drew and myself and Zed did not trade, I'm going to give each of us one more chance to make an offer. But boys, you can only make an offer, like Drew, you can only make an offer to me or Zed. We can only do it between the three of us because we haven't traded. One final chance. Drew, is there anything that you want?
There is something I want, but I just don't know if he would take any of mine. I want the thing. That's what I really would really enjoy. I mean, I got Ghostbusters over here, you know.
No.
I got Nightmare Before Christmas over here.
No.
Then that's a no go.
That's a bad movie. It's not even. That's not even a Halloween movie. You're very silly. Oh, a silly guy.
Shots fired.
It could be both. You
Not
can be
even a
Halloween
Halloween
and
movie. So silly. Not even a Halloween movie. He's so
oh
silly.
my gosh, I can't deal with this. So is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Of course it is. It takes place during Christmas. So you crazy? What? You're just a silly little guy. You're going. I'm not going to trade with a goofball like this.
I'm muting myself before I say anything else.
JT, what do you want, buddy? You want something from me? Wait, JT, you little silly bull. Come on, this guy over here.
I just have a feeling that you're just going to say no to everything.
What do you want from me? What do you? Because I have the perfect list already. Is that why you think that I'm going to say no? This guy hit me. Come on.
I'll give you Casper for Beetlejuice.
This guy right here. You guys crack me up. You guys are a bunch of comedians. That's why I like you guys. No, absolutely not. I enjoy Casper a whole lot, but it's not Beetlejuice. It's not even. That's funny. You know, did Ghostbusters do a pop up in it? A little bit of Ghostbusters action, but like not enough. Not enough.
See, if I had said I would trade Casper for the Addams Family, you just flip it and be like, I'm not giving you Addams Family just because you're you.
But here's the thing. I mean, in all seriousness, I absolutely adore the Addams Family. Me and you, when we first met, that was one of the first things that we clicked on.
This is true.
Love the Addams Family, adore it. I do not have any tattoos. You're right, but I don't even have my mom's name on my body, so I have nothing. So sorry, but I do absolutely adore that movie and that series. Every adaptation I adore in one way or another. So. Casper, I enjoy Casper, of course, but it's no Addams Family, and it's certainly no Beetlejuice.
Okay, well, is there anything that you want from me or Drew?
No.
Okay. All right, we are keeping what we have. Teo, Zed, or Teo and Judas are the only ones who did trades.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise.
Let's recap this list one more time, and then I want to hear from each of you who has the definitive list in your opinion, and then we're going to talk about Nightmare Before Christmas and settle this debate. All right. Drew has Halloween 78, Lost Boys, Nightmare Before Christmas, Ghostbusters, and The Strangers. Zed has Beetlejuice, The Thing, The Addams Family 91, Bride of Frankenstein, and Frankenweenie. Judas got Monster Squad that he got from Teo, Shaun of the Dead, Night of the Demons, Monster House, and Halloween 3. I have Hocus Pocus, Night of the Living Dead, The Wolfman, The Crow, and Casper. Teo has Scream, The Fly, Saw, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Trick or Treat. Now, before we go into this, I think that also we should say who we think has the definitive list of all of us, but also state what your definitive list would be if you could have chosen every pick that you would have gotten. So let's start with Drew. Give me what you think is who has the definitive list and what your definitive list would be if you could have chosen everything gone your way.
Loki was not ready for that question, but I should be able to answer it just fine. I think as far as what I would go with and what I think would be the most fun, I would go with Zed's list. It has a little bit of everything, a little bit of old, a little bit of new, a little bit of horror, a little bit of comedy. I think that's the strongest one for sure. And then my overall list, if I could have chosen everything, would probably be Halloween, The Lost Boys, The Thing, Ghostbusters, and Beetlejuice. Is that 5?
Yes. 5. Yeah. Very, very strong list, sir. All right. So we're going to come out here and give 1 point to Zed. All right. Zed, who's got the definitive list?
Me. I would say me, but if I'm not allowed to pick me, I'd pick me still because I'm a bit of a rule breaker. I already said if I had to grab somebody else's list, I'd grab Teo's as a close second. So if I'm not allowed to pick myself, I'm going with Teo.
All right, that's a point for Teo.
If I were to have my definitive list, I would probably, and this is just for sake of the diversity of viewers, I would probably drop Bride and pick up Ghostbusters instead. That's really my only change I'd make, just because I know the old creature features, although I adore them and I love them, they're my favorite. They're not for everybody, and Ghostbusters has way more for everyone. So other than that, I think my list is solid. I'm happy with it.
All right. Judas.
Well, I'm pretty much happy with it, but the closest list I would enjoy to watch would be Drew's list. I really enjoy those movies he picks out. That's more of my taste. Yeah, I like his list. You know, you're going from Halloween to The Lost Boys, and you calm down a little Nightmare Before Christmas, which I believe can be both. I mean, you literally celebrate both holidays in that movie, so why not? You know, and then we got Ghostbusters and The Strangers. The Strangers I did enjoy. Definitely not so much the sequel. But if I had my definitive list is actually going to be quite different because I got nervous picking things. I had quite a few lists. But I'd have to go with basically kind of what I had, Night of the Demons, Trick or Treat, Halloween 3. I guess I'll go with Shaun of the Dead, but my last one would have been one I forgot to even say would be the Halloween Tree. That is my all-time favorite animated Halloween movie.
Nice. All right. So my list, I would actually change mine up a few, so we'll get into that here in a minute. But as much as I fucking hate to admit it, I don't have the definitive list. Drew has the definitive list. Zed is throwing another fit. Yeah, because Drew has got Halloween, which is that's a every year watch. Lost Boys is an every year watch. Nightmare Before Christmas is both. It's both. Okay. Ghostbusters every year watch. The Strangers, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I remember I dug it, but like 4 out of 5 is a phenomenal get right there, and I would be glad to have all of those on my list if I could. So I'm gonna go with those. So that's gonna be another point or 1 point to Drew. Judas, who did you say had the definitive?
I went with Drew.
Okay, so that's 2 points to Drew. All right, now if I could choose my definitive list, I'm taking off Night of the Living Dead, and I would replace it with Halloween 78. I'm taking off The Wolfman, and I'm probably replacing that one with The Addams Family. And I'm actually taking off Casper, and I'm replacing it with Beetlejuice. But Hocus Pocus and The Crow I'll stand by all day. Admittedly, The Wolfman, I chose that because I knew it would get under Zed's skin. I knew it would. All right. So far we're 2 points to Drew, 1 point to Zed, 1 point to Teo. Teo.
I'm very pleased with my list. I think if I couldn't pick my list and these lists were all presented to me and we're like, hey, we're gonna do a movie night. You have these choices. Can you go up a bit? I think I'm actually going with Judas's list, if I'm being honest, because I'm here for a good time. I'm here to have a drink or two and, be with a group of my pals and scream at the TV, and his picks for me are the best ones where I'm going to be having a good time. We're going to be eating, trash, junk food. And yeah, I think it'll be fun.
All right. And what is your definitive list if you could have it your way?
My list would change quite a bit, but also remain the same for a bit. Scream, Trick or Treat. I would take off The Fly and exchange that with Beetlejuice. I would keep Creature from the Black Lagoon, and my last pick would be Casper, you stealing son of a bitch.
All right. And is Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas, Halloween, or both movie?
According to the director, it is a Halloween movie. It is how the characters of that spirit deal with the concept of Christmas, and I agree.
Okay. Respectable. Zed, I'm not even going to give you a chance to re-say your piece. Because you're just going to scream at the top of your lungs a bunch of obscenities about it.
No.
Let's
if
go.
Okay, congratulations to Drew. It's unfortunate for sure. Unfortunate.
Drew is the winner. All right,
congratulations.
Zed, Teo, and Judas all tied. I am in dead last place with nothing. So we're gonna open it up to you. In the YouTube comments, there is going to be the comment section, of course, that you can all vote on who you guys think had the best list. And then there will be a Spotify poll that you can all vote on. So we're really counting on the community here to vote and let us know who you guys think has the best list. Before we go, Zed, you have 30 seconds on the clock to tell me why Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. Go.
So the start of the movie takes place at the end of Halloween. They're resetting the 365 days until the next Halloween. And then Jack Skellington, yes, the king of Halloween Town. Of course, he's the most notable Halloween character. Of course, it takes place within a Halloween town, but it is not during Halloween. It's the tail end of it. The majority of the rest of the movie takes place during Christmas time, leading up to Christmas, all the way to when Jack delivers the presents on Christmas. It's just like saying Daddy's Home is a Christmas movie.
That's it.
What?
But what did the director state then?
Drop it.
It doesn't have to be a Halloween. It doesn't have to be on Halloween to be a Halloween movie,
How many times do we have to go over this? It is not a Halloween movie, but it does have Halloween themes. Yes, I agree. Like half the picks we picked don't take place on Halloween, but they're Halloween picks nonetheless. But the whole thing is that the majority of the movie takes place on Christmas. I don't care when you watch it. You can watch it in fucking July for all I care. But it takes place on Christmas. And I take that argument with Daddy's Home and say, hey, listen, Daddy's Home, the only holiday that takes place in that movie is Christmas. Is it a Christmas movie? Hey, we love physical media. One of the physical media subcovers was them in front of a Christmas tree, in front of Christmas pajamas. Do you consider Daddy's Home, starring Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, a Christmas movie? Of course you don't. The sequel is a Christmas movie because it takes place on Christmas.
All right.
But it's like saying Gremlins is Halloween. It's not. It takes place on Christmas.
All right.
Hey, Zed, what's the name of the music that plays at the beginning of The Nightmare Before Christmas? What's that
This
one called?
is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween is still happening until
you can't handle
the change over the...
You guys are setting off the bomb.
And Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Why not?
That is a question that we will answer when we come back from our hiatus.
Gremlins is both. They're all both. You can watch them both. They run fluently together.
Both, I respect you, Drew.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap this up, this discourse, this chaos, this argument before the Masters of...
It's spooky Christmas? I mean, what?
The Masters of Matinee might be back in December.
Carol. You gotta remember Christmas carols.
Oh,
the
my
band's
God.
gonna break up now.
All right, everybody. I've been JT, the talking head. All right, now everybody go around, starting with Drew.
I'm Drew B. Doobie's Movies.
Take that shit again. Take that shit again.
Are you sure?
I'm fucking done.
Are you sure you're Drew B's Doobies Movies?
Did I say that with a question mark?
Kinda, yeah.
You weren't very confident.
Okay, all right.
Especially for winning the game. Come on.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll just say my name more definitively this time. I am Drooby Doobies Movies.
Judas.
And I am Judas over at the JCC.
Although we can't be sure because he betrays Christ, so why would he, probably lying about his name too. Theo?
It isn't Christmas yet.
And I'm Teo the Terminator.
And Zed.
And I'm Zedzilla.
All right, you guys.
Talk no more.
Y'all have a great rest of your Halloween, and we will see you back here for November. Hope you all have a wonderful time with your family over the next month in November. See y'all later.
Well, you lame-ass Howard Stern wannabes, was your Halloween as magical as you'd hoped it would be?
You know what, Lobo? Surprisingly, it was. But I still have a problem.
And what's that, fuckstick?
You.
Oh, hell. Well, I'm just here to help. Y'all wouldn't have learned all these important lessons without me.
How do you mean?
Well, for instance, Judas. Judas, you discovered that fucking around with vamp babes is probably a bad idea. Or a good one if you're into that. No judgment. And Zed. You discovered that even long after rigor mortis kicks in, it's the power of Roland Emmerich's 1998 American masterpiece, Godzilla, that will guide your undead will and instincts. And Drew, well, I'd say that Drew already has a pretty good grasp on the important things in life. He's just happy to be along for the ride. And finally, Teo. Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
Kitty. And what about me? What have I learned? Other than the fact that you think our show is dumb. God, when will this nightmare end? I just want it to be over already.
Well, obviously you learned to halfway somewhat stop being such a little bitch. And shit, if you want it to be over, I can get you home.
Really? How?
All you gotta do is clap your butt cheeks together 3 times and say, I'm a shitty podcast host.
What the fuck?
Hey, man, I don't make the rules, I just work here.
Fuck. I'm a shitty podcast host. I'm a shitty podcast host. I'm a shitty podcast host.
Hey, JT, you good, man? Were we gonna record this episode or what?
I had the weirdest dream. I was trick-or-treating. And Teo, you were there. And you, Drew. And you too, Judas. And even you, Zed, but Zed was dead.
Oh, well, that is pretty plausible.
Yeah, and I was fucking sad about it and missed you for some reason.
What? Well, now you're just writing fiction.
Well, whatever happened, I'm just glad it's over with. Come on, guys. Let's go record the best Halloween special our 15 fans have ever heard.
Sit your ass down, fuckhead. I've still got an outro to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Actually, Lobo, I'm gonna do it this time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all the love and support you've given myself and the other Masters over these last 21 episodes of our little show. The Masters would like to extend a super special thank you to some of our greatest compadres who you heard from in the first segment of this show. CinemaChris, Horror Film Kid 48, and Monique's Movie Madness. These 3 have been listening and supporting since the beginning, and our gratitude to them knows no bound. Please go follow their TikToks because they make amazing movie content that you should not be missing. Finally, a personal note of thanks from myself to my other co-hosts of Masters of Matinee, whom without this incredible first season run would not have been possible. It really is incredible what like-minded individuals can create when they collaborate together. To Drew for being my biggest aspiration when I need to remember that it's not that serious, just have fun and talk about movies. To Judas for being a longtime supporter turned host and providing all the sick music that we've heard during the Theater of Terror episodes. To Teo for being a tight collaborator and creative brainstormer. And finally, to Zed. We give each other a lot of shit. And I assure you that won't stop. But I will unabashedly show appreciation to you for all the killer work you've done on this show. From brainstorming to creating every piece of art our viewers see. Thank you. Even though I found Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase first and I'm still the superior Wonder Twin. Ladies and gents, we are going on season hiatus for a short while to regroup and implement some awesome changes to the show. We sincerely hope you've enjoyed listening to us rant and rave about movies and hope you'll join us for the launch of season 2 in the near future. Yes, Lobo, you may say something.
Happy Halloween, you dog dicks. I'll see you next year.
Oh, brother. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Chris, can you give me a mic check?
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Horror Film Kid, can you give me a mic check?
Check, check, check.
Drew?
Mic check, check, check.
Zed?
Hey folks, I'm Zed, and today we're going to learn how many film talkers it takes to screw in a light bulb.